Good morning, students. Yesterday we had a discussion on measurement of mass. Today we will learn about measurement of time. So, time is a common word we use every day. Time can be defined as an interval between two events. So, in this module, we are going to learn about measurement of time, unit of time, reading 24-hour clock, and the advantages of reading 24-hour clock. Know that time is determined by the position, rotation and revolution of the earth with rotation to sun. Earth rotates around its axis. It results in day and night. Now let us understand about solar day.
A day on Earth is a deceivingly simple concept. Today we'll examine that day on Earth in detail, perhaps uncovering a few surprises. A day is the length of time it takes the Earth to spin 360 degrees on its axis. Or is it 361? Here is a simple model showing the Earth, the Sun, and some background stars. The Earth travels around the Sun in an ellipse, with the Sun at one focus. The model, of course, is not to scale. Let's begin our examination at noon one day. The Sun is directly above the red line. That will be our reference point. Watching from a high vantage point, we see the Earth complete 360 degrees of rotation. But during that time, the Earth has also moved a bit in its orbit. So even after a 360-degree turn, the Sun is not directly above the same point on Earth that it was at the beginning of the spin. It is not noon of the next day. The red reference line needs to spin a little more than 360 degrees to get us to noon. The 360-degree rotation is called a sidereal day, while the noon to noon rotation is called a solar day. Earth orbits the Sun once for about every 366.26 sidereal days, and once for every 365.26 solar days. Not only that, the length of the solar day varies throughout the year, and for two different reasons. First, because of its orbit is an ellipse and not a circle, the Earth moves faster when it is near the Sun and slower when it is further from the Sun. So the little extra amount of rotation that the Earth needs to do to get from noon to noon changes throughout the year. Second, because the Earth is tilted on its axis, the little extra rotation to get from noon to noon is largest at the solstices and smallest at the equinoxes. So solar days grow progressively longer as we move from the equinox, March and September, to solstice, June and December. And did we mention the Earth's spin is slowing down? And the length of the solar day is increasing due to gravitational tides between the Earth and the Moon? The length of the mean solar day is increasing at a rate of approximately 1.4 milliseconds every century. 2 billion years ago, there were about 750 days in a year. Now let's talk about daytime. That period out of 24 hours when it is light outside. Day versus night. Due to refraction and scattering of light by the atmosphere, there can be daylight even when the Sun is slightly below the horizon. But day length is usually about the Sun's disk being on or above the horizon. So the day begins the moment the Sun's disk appears during sunrise, and ends the moment the Sun's disk disappears during sunset. At the equator, daytime and nighttime are equal to within a few minutes. But at distances north and south of the equator, the length of the day varies with the season, with the longest and shortest days being on the solstices. At the poles, once the sun has risen, it stays up for 6 months before it sets again. And during the course of each day, it travels in a complete circle around the edge of the sky. Because the Earth travels at different speeds in its orbit, the Sun is north of the equator for almost 4 days more than half the year, and the length of the average day in the northern hemisphere exceeds the length of the average day in the southern hemisphere by a few minutes. In the northern hemisphere, the Arctic Circle is the southernmost latitude where 24-hour daylight can occur at least one day in a year. In the southern hemisphere, the Antarctic Circle is the northernmost latitude where 24-hour daylight can occur at least one day in a year. And daylight savings time is like the old man who cut off one end of the blanket and sewed it on the other end to make it longer.
A solar day, the interval between successive noons is called a solar. A solar day is divided into 24 equal intervals. That interval is called as 1 hour. And a solar day is equally divided into 24 equal intervals. That intervals is known as 1 hour. And 1 hour is also further divided into 60 equal intervals, that is known as minute. Okay, so and then 1 minute is also more divided into 60 such equal intervals, that is called as seconds. So therefore a solar day is equal to 24 hours, and 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So this is the last interval. So this second is a smaller interval. No? So this second is considered as the standard unit of time. Is that clear, students? Now we read about 24-hour clock. Okay, so 24-hour clock. To understand that, if you will go to an airport or in a railway station, there the reading of the time is given in 24-hour clock. Can be recognized like this: 12 o'clock night to 12 noon. That is named as the suffix is used, that AM. Okay, then from 12 noon to 12 night, 12 o'clock night, then that is known as PM. Okay, this is of 12 because we are having a clock up to 12 readings. Okay, so 12 o'clock is this AM and PM is used for that purpose. Okay, for 24-hour clock there is no AM and PM, only 24. This number after 12, 13, 14 like that, it goes around 24 up to 24 intervals. Okay, now here there are some rules. Okay, so 00 hours, if 00 hours means it is 12 o'clock at night. That means the 24 hours already completed. Now this starting, so 12 o'clock at night, that is midnight. Okay, so now the next day begins. Now that is for 12 o'clock. Then second point, 12 hours, that is called 12 o'clock at noon. If the morning starts and it comes at the noon, then 12 hours according to 24 hour, 12 hours it will be completed, then is called as 12 o'clock at noon. Then 00 hours. Now this 00 hours for at night. Okay, and if it is 00 hours, 12 o'clock at noon is AM. What I explained you before, 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock, that is called AM. When again it happens 00 hours, that means 12 o'clock at noon is AM. Now to convert 24-hour clock into 12 hour. So how we will convert? To convert, what we will do? We will just subtract this 12 hour to the 24. Whatever the given time you are getting, we will minus this 12 hour to the 24. If we want to find out the 24 hour, then 12 will be minus by 24, we will get 12. Okay, is that clear? Now we discuss about their conversion. Now what happens? Now here 24 hour to 12 hour. Now by seeing this number 18, this we have to convert it into 12 hour. So what we can do? 18 hour 57 minutes. 18 hour is according to the 12 hour clock after 12 o'clock. After 12 o'clock this 18 is coming. So we can just minus by 12. Okay, we can just subtract by 12 because now subtract by 12. But this is only possible for only just, it is the subtraction of 12 is only possible for PM, not for AM. If it is less than 12, that means you can just note down as it is, because that is a 12 hour clock, 12 hour time. Okay, so for example, if it is 9 hour 30 minutes, then you can note down 9 hour 30 minutes. Okay, 9 hour 30, and that is noted as AM. Okay, now here this how we will notify. Now see, 18 hour 57 minute time on 24 hour minus 12 hour. Okay, so it will be 18 hour 57 minute minus 12 hour. Okay, that will be, so that will be 18 minus 12. 18 minus 12 will be 6 hour 57 minute, that is 6 o'clock is PM. So we will write PM. So 12 hour is represented by the AM and PM. Okay. Now here I have taken second part, that is 12 hour. We are converting 12 hour to 24 hour. Now here in this case also same thing will happen. When 3 hour 45 minutes PM is given, then only we will add the 12 to this hour. But if it is not given PM, it is given AM, that automatically it is as it is will be notified. Okay, so here how we will write? Time on 12 hour. Okay, this is only possible for PM. Time on 12 hour plus 12 hour. That will be is equal to 3 hour 45 minute PM plus 12 hour. So it will become, according to the 24 hour, now 12 plus 3 is 15. So 15 hour 45 minutes. In 24 hour clock, there is no AM and PM is there. Okay, is that clear, students? The advantages of 24 hour clock. Okay, in this system AM or PM is not used because it will make a big confusion. Okay, in this, because AM PM is not there, up to 1 to 24 hours are there. By seeing the number only we can understand that it is noon or it is evening, it is morning, we can understand. Here in this system AM PM is not used and morning evening nothing is used. Okay, it will make a big confusion. Now the second point they are telling, the time is shown in 4 digit, presented by 4 digit, that is 00 or 0.2, and already I have explained here, and in the before also I explained you. So the time is shown in 4 digits. First 2 digit is represented as, the first 2 digit is, first 2 digit is represented as R. Okay, and the second 2 digit is represented as minutes. Okay, is that clear? Then the third point they are telling, the time is mentioned from 00 to 01 to 12:00 is morning to noon. Okay, it is represented as morning to noon because 00 to 001 it will be 12 o'clock. Okay, in the morning if you are any time if you are getting 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, that all come under the that is morning to noon. That's with by this number also we can consider the morning and the day, the time of the day. Okay, now the 12.01 to 23.59 23.59, that is noon to midnight. Okay, so 23:59 it can be considered as noon, represented as noon to midnight. Okay, now the last point, the last advantage is that the same time is never repeated in this 24-hour clock. Okay, 24-hour clock because 1 to 24 number is, the hours will move to 1 to 24 hours only, but it will not move more than that. Okay, they are never repeated in that 24-hour clock. Is that clear, students? I hope you all understood this session. Thank you, students.